I don't know.
All right, we're going live.
Oh, you got to figure it out, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Fuck.
Yeah, right?
Teddy's been good.
You can do it.
What?
Right?
Man,
We're talking about video game music, right?
Where's June? Video game music? What?
Akira
Music,
Kurosawa.
right?
Where's June? The fuck is you talking about?
Video game music is what we talking about.
Peacemaker. I can't wait to watch that new episode after the show.
Oh, it did come out? Oh, it came out tonight, didn't it?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it either.
Oh, where the fuck is that?
It's fucking funny.
It's fucking funny as shit.
Ashley's trying to rent an apartment while he's fucking podcasting.
Oh shit.
Are you moving, bro?
I'm trying to look at this one. That one I posted up in there. I'm gonna look at it on Saturday. Fuck, it's right in front of a pond. Got a cool screened-in back porch. Only $9.57 a month. Fuck.
That's pretty good for Madison.
Fuck yeah, it is.
9. How many bedrooms?
2-bedroom.
9.
I don't know the square
957.
footage yet, but the pictures
Yeah,
look
9,
decent.
If it's 2 bedroom, it's got to be at least 500 square feet. 500 or 600 square feet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure it's at least
500.
500
It's
square
probably
feet.
like it's got to be 1,000.
Probably
Hopefully it's
1,000,
1,000
yeah.
because right now I'm a 1-bedroom with 800 and I'm fucking
Yeah,
I-
1,000 or 1,000 to 12, somewhere around in there.
I'm on top
No,
of
there-
myself.
No, there's. I don't know what apartments y'all been staying at, but I've stayed in 2-bedroom apartments that are smaller than.
Also though,
than 1,000
heat
square feet.
and gas included.
Ooh, that's really
Okay,
good.
so for up north, heat and gas.
Mm-hmm.
Is the gas electric?
Heat
or is it,
and gas?
well, is the gas electric or is the heat gas
Is
or
the
electric?
gas electric? I don't.
I'm sorry. Was that what I meant? You said heat and gas. So
It,
if
it
heat
says heat, water, and gas are included in rent. Tenant pays electricity. So
okay, so I'm
I
guessing
don't
the heat is
know if
gas.
it's a gas stove or a electric stove, but
It's a
I
wood burning
assuming
stove.
gas would be
they just
like.
chop the wood for
Everything's
you.
electric. We'll pay for everything, but it's all in electric.
Yeah,
You're right. It's probably that way.
super
Everything's like
inefficient
it's electric.
electric.
Yeah. It's just space heaters in the corner.
Space heaters in the Kona.
Space heat is in the
I
car.
don't know that I have a fuck what you think yet. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do it live.
Don't worry, you can take.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Give a
We're at
fuck.
ashtray time. But look at that
Smoke
big
this.
lawn that I wouldn't have to take care of.
I'm smoking a cigar, Mister, because I'm drinking. This is $30. It's a $25 cigar.
Coin operated laundry, unfortunately, but
All right, this is gonna be a train wreck, but let's do it.
It won't be. We got you, bro.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
I've been jacking off for 30 minutes. I've been ready.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discussed Eastern Asian cinema. We basically talk to ourselves, and as usual, we don't give a fuck. With me this week is the soot-covered ashtray. The only Asian cinema ashtray knows anything about is the drawings the captive Thai ladyboys scribble on the wall in their own blood and feces. Smells pretty bad, but honestly, it's got a better plot than any Ben Affleck movie.
yeah, right. I don't know much about
Hey,
Thai
Daredevil.
boys, but their art's pretty cool.
Hey, fuck you. Daredevil was gold. Okay. Gold.
Next to him is the all-seeing Oracle. Oracle was once in a Chinese movie. In the background of Painted Skin, The Resurrection, you can see a giant white man named Oracle flying through the air after running into a noodle stand on his $80 e-bike.
No,
He still hasn't seen any royalties.
Yeah.
fucking e-bike. Did you have to sell that when you moved?
I think I gave it away. It was a
How
pretty
American
on
of
the
you.
side of the
piece of
road.
shit.
Fucking-
Yeah.
We've also got a fluffy teddy bear. Teddy loves anime, although that's really fucking lame. We love him anyway.
I also love Asian cinema. Fuck you. I was ready for this episode. Eat a dick.
Last and least, I'm the Mystic. The only Asian cinema I enjoy is when I make ramen before I watch the Trailer Park Boys. And this is the Red Eye Report.
Authentic.
All right. Asian cinema.
Right.
Like, I'm going to focus.
It's an
kinda-
easy
Here's the thing,
lounge
like, about Asian
topic.
cinema that engulfs
Let us
like
Americans.
70% of the world. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like it lumps Russia in with Asian cinema because
'cause
like
Russia's
it's of the
Yeah.
region and shit. So like Western Asia is like even like Egypt and like the Middle East is considered cinema, Asian cinema. And then you got the whole Indian fucking Bollywood thing.
Mhm.
Not even going to touch that. We're basically just talking about Japanese and Korean because I think those are the two that really, really like push the edge, and maybe some Chinese stuff, but I haven't really seen any Chinese stuff really. Enough anyway.
The only edge it pushes is what the fucking Chinese government wants it to.
You know
Right.
what edge I want to push? I want to push that fucking pause for the cause.
Oh yeah.
The edge I wanna
Oh shit!
Weekly
Ashtray's not
benefit.
pregnant with puppies this time.
This is for Ashtray's shit pup.
Shit pup.
push. Shit, pup.
But people have
What
no
kind of,
idea the
what kind
context
of
from
card is
our
that you got there, Mystic?
private chat thread.
What?
What kind of card is that you have? It looks familiar. With the white tip.
Oh, I have no idea. X. That's the
One
name
second.
brand.
Fucking PAX.
No,
Fucking
PEX. PEX.
Oh, PAX. Whatever.
Like the Chinese version of PAX.
Probably.
I'm inhaling fucking pure butane or some shit.
You know how many times I'm like,
So-
ooh, I just inhaled pure butane.
Right. So
Gotcha, buddy.
here's like I guess we're gonna they have like the precursors of film and all this shit. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
that. But
right.
just to like give you an idea how deep Asian cinema really is. Where was it? In 1021, Alhazen, an Iraqi scientist, experimented with the same optical principle that was used in the book of optics in the 1800s for the camera obscura. You remember
Really?
that? Where, like it, yeah, where it's like a real small hole in a wall and it like
Right.
pushes the image through it.
hmm
So like that was in 1021.
Damn.
It took Western culture
Oh, that very
100 fucking
first
years to catch up.
image you talking about?
Yeah,
That's because white people are dumb with their brown skin people.
I guess. Yeah. So like the first short films from Asia were produced in the 1890s. It's right around the time that America was making shit. But I really want to go
Back when we
to-
used to.
right to the modern era. So like the 60s and 70s when like the fucking kung fu movies started coming around. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever get into kung fu movies?
I did. I got into a lot of old school kung fu. We were talking about this before the show. Actually, I used to watch a whole lot of old school kung fu flicks, Sonny Chiba and shit. I was all into that stuff.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
never really watched it, so I
Me
was
neither.
hoping
Oh,
that
really?
one of you guys have. Yeah. So
I
yeah.
have, yeah.
So like, what did you like about it? What was cool about it? I guess.
It's just like the whole Bruce Lee aspect of it. You know, I actually was not a big fan of Bruce Lee. I was
Because
into more
everybody
things like,
liked him or what?
well,
Yeah,
well,
right.
yeah, it was kind of
It didn't follow the
I
comic.
didn't want to
follow the
follow
comic.
the norm and everything else. I wanted to find my own little kung fu things, like the Five Deadly Venoms was one of my old school favorites, which I still own on DVD. I like the fact that it was a kung fu flick, you know. It wasn't like it was like the Matrix of the day. It was cool as a kid watching these things, you know, guys run up the walls, guys do.
Right.
I mean, it was cool as a kid, so I kind of liked it. It was something different, and that kind of got me started.
Now, as a
on-
kid, how
on-
did you watch kung fu movies? Was it on cable?
they came on Saturday mornings? They came on
Oh,
Saturdays.
shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They
You
came on
never.
Saturday mornings. I'm old enough. I'm 41. I'm old enough that it came on Saturday mornings on TV.
Yeah.
So on Saturday it'd be
So
like a kung fu
did it
special.
like play within cartoon blocks or what? When
No,
Yeah,
it
what
was on
channel?
I
Was this a
said
cable
Saturday
channel?
morning.
Or
Um,
at 10
I-
at rabbit ears?
I was watching. I started watching him in Michigan when I was younger. So I remember him coming on Fox, which is
Oh.
Fox 50, which is Fox 50 up in Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah. And
Kung
so
fu movies go over well in Detroit.
maybe and maybe some other channels, but I mean I do remember watching them as a kid. I didn't start getting them on VHS and DVD until I got older. So, and that
Word.
kind of led me into
That's a
like Akira
beautiful
Kurosawa and other and then into anime and other Eastern Asian things. So sorry,
You say
I watched those.
Kurosawa?
Akira Kurosawa.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna talk about him because that was the first In a film class in college, we had to watch Rashomon.
Oh, really?
You ever seen that?
I've not seen
Nah.
Rashomon. I've seen Yojimbo and I've seen the Seven Samurai.
So, okay, and the Seven Samurai is another one. I never watched the original Seven Samurai, but that has been remade countless times in other cultures. Like the Magnificent Seven is
Seven,
a
yeah.
direct ripoff of it. But the Rashomon, actually, Akira Kurosawa invented it. It got a completely new way to tell. Before this, it's called the Rashomon Effect. And this is why we watched the movie, because it's the first instance of when the same event is described by contradictory people. And it was he was using it as an allegory to shed light on how unreliable eyewitness
Witnesses.
accounts are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and coincidentally, that piece of shit movie, The Last Duel, uses this fucking storytelling.
Really?
Fucking yeah, and that's the best part of the movie is that device, but they're so
Okay, have
fucking
y'all ever seen the Jet Li movie Hero?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Where they tell they tell a story a different way from different perspectives, and each time every time they tell it, the color is different. Like one time they were in white, one time they were in red, one time they were in blue.
Right.
So
right.
is that the same kind of? Is that where they got that? Do you think is that where they got that?
No,
kind of,
no. It could be. Yeah, I mean it's the same, probably a derivative of that device. You know what I mean? Like it's just a So anyway, yeah, that's other than that, I've seen what was that other fucking one that he's famous for? It was the Seven Samurai. Oh, maybe that's the only one.
Yojimbo.
Right.
I've seen Yojimbo.
To the Wikipedia.
Yojimbo.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
We're
So,
actually
The only reason I watched Yojimbo is because of Final Fantasy 12. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy
really?
10.
Why?
There was a summon in Final Fantasy 10 you can get called Yojimbo, and I was curious where it came from, and then somebody told me, and blah blah. So I watched the movie. So that's where.
His last movie that he made, actually, he did it with LucasArts. It's called Akira Kurosawa's Dreams, and basically what LucasArts.
I remember.
Yeah,
you had that as a What's Sexy, I think.
Yeah, they recreated his dreams with like all practical effects.
Cool
So like
shit.
he goes into like a Van Gogh painting, and like he's in this, like they have the whole set and everything is painted and shaded like a Van Gogh painting.
Right.
And yeah, it's freaking insane. So get super high and watch that. Highly recommended.
There's you guys remember 3 years ago that Parasite movie?
You know,
That
I
one
bought that.
Best
I haven't
Picture.
watched it
I've
yet.
never seen it. But
Yeah,
It was
the
the
one-
bought it
first
and haven't
foreign
watched it.
picture to win
The
Best
picture in
Yeah.
Practice Lost Their Mind.
Right, and it was Korean, right? So, and
Yep.
this guy had a really good quote. I can't really find it, but it was something like, I'm just paraphrasing. He's like, the world really opens up when you can look past the subtitles at the bottom of the screen. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people are turned off by this type of cinema because it's just, you have to read it. And, you know, and if you can't read fast enough, because they fucking start going,
Yeah,
you
start
know,
going.
like these people fucking talk, you know, they're making it for an Asian audience. They don't have fucking Americans in mind at all.
What was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon had the same problem. People couldn't read that fast in the movie theaters.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But like you said last night, I didn't know that most of the country reads at a 5th grade reading level. So
Yeah.
their problem, not mine.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. So another one that I want to talk about is Park Chan-wook. He's a South Korean director. He directed Old Boy, is his most famous movie. That trilogy of.
Okay. There's a trilogy of movies in Old
It was
Boy.
was
Old
it
Boy's the middle
Mr.
one.
Vengeance Trilogy? They
Mr.
call it?
Oh
Vengeance
wow, it's the
trilogy,
middle
yeah.
one. Okay, I've only seen Old Boy, and I gotta go watch the other two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they're
there's
fucking crazy.
and then
Okay.
Lady Vengeance is a third. I
Lady
believe.
Vengeance, yeah.
Jeez,
Yep.
Teddy, even Ashtray's seen all three.
So,
of those.
But he
Look,
also
I'm
made a
into
movie.
Japanese and Chinese, not Korean. Fuck you.
It's true. It's true.
He also made a movie that I thought was
You got against
really
Koreans.
sort of different and transcendent with the way that it was executed for its time. So it was made in 2009, and it was about a priest who basically is infected with this fucking like experimental like test thing, and he becomes a vampire. But like the way that he becomes a vampire is completely different than like you would think. It's like watching Let the Right One In. You remember that movie?
Yeah,
that was cool.
It's just a different culture looking at the vampire mythos, and it was fucking really cool.
This
It's
is
more of a
Parasite.
drama.
What was that movie called?
Thirst.
Thirst. Okay.
Yeah. It's more of a drama. It's not necessarily the biggest action-packed thing in the world, but the action that it does have is really cool.
Okay, so spoiler alert. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but what is different about the way he becomes a vampire? If you don't mind, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. You can make me watch it. That's cool.
I can't really tell you because it's
Okay.
just
I get
fucking the way
That's
that
fine.
it's
It was
been.
worth- it was worth a
It's
try.
more
Worth
of
a try.
the intensity of the filmmaking, of the way that
Yeah.
it's shot.
It'd be like trying to explain that movie Under the Skin.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's
just the
hardly any
way that it's
dialogue in it.
presented.
Some weird shit.
Skin. Was that the
And
the
if you've seen
Scarlett
Old
Johansson
Boy,
movie?
you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Old Boy was
Oh, okay.
different. You know what I mean?
It was
Like,
very different. Yeah.
right. But this just seemed more like urban than, well, I don't know. It's hard to, anyway. And then we also got Takashi Miike. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Is a Japanese.
Our
I'm not
Asian
really saying it.
audience will blow up the chat.
And
if
I'm
you don't.
sorry. I apologize if I'm fucking butchering it. I know I am. But he made one of the fucking craziest movies that I've ever seen. It's called Ichi the Killer. It's based off of a manga, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that how you say
Ichi the Killer,
manga?
baby. Manga. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's a fucking nutso movie, dude. It's
Right.
a real nutso fucking movie. Like, it's a sadomasochistic fucking hitman, basically, like killer, and he runs into like a dude that can inflict and like take way more pain than this guy can even handle, and it's fucking like, it's brutal.
It's fucking
It's
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I never knew who the director was, but it is fucking crazy.
Yeah. He's also
Sounds
done
awesome.
some other shit,
It is.
none of which I've seen, because
We should have trailers up. Right
oh no,
now.
I have seen 13 Assassins. He also did that one.
We watched it on the show.
Yeah,
Actually.
we watched that on the show.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
right.
Great fucking movie, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Gosh,
brutal
yeah.
as shit.
Great fucking
Yeah,
movie.
that scene where that fucking dude, all those swords are in the ground and shit, and he just tells that little like underling, he's like, just pick him up and start handing or throwing them at him or something like that, and he just fucking starts running and chopping dudes apart. That shit was fucking nuts. They have some of the coolest fucking, like, what is that? Raid. The Raid?
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Raid Redemption, yes.
Yes. Oh my god,
yeah.
the
Yes.
fucking action.
Yes.
It was like
That's very
front to
impressive.
back, nonstop fucking action.
Yeah.
You don't see that shit in American cinema, and I know
No.
fucking the U.S. is gonna bastardize all this bullshit. That's when we're getting right into Squid Game here. I got a few minutes left.
If you don't mind me, like you said, you don't see that kind of things in Western cinema. There is, if you watch any like Jackie Chan or any of those old Chinese guys, Sammo Hung, whatever. Apparently, to be a stuntman over there, you're pretty much really getting punched, really getting kicked.
Oh, yeah.
Because the star, you got to make it look as real as you can, and the star, they're trying not to really hurt you, but so
Right.
they consider themselves when you come up from a stuntman to become a martial arts guy and get to be the next star or whatever.
You get to be
It's
the
like-
dummy.
Well, no, like you paid your dues, because over there, like that shit.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the Raid, like the Raid Redemption, like you're talking about, there's a hallway scene that they redid in that seafood game, which I can't wait to tell you all. It's fucking awesome, but it looks there's a part where he takes this guy's face and rubs it rubs it down this fucking wall, and you can tell they didn't fake that shit. And it's like you can tell they didn't fake it. And like,
Plus,
and
they
I
have no regulation either.
Right,
They're like
and I
suckers.
hope he got paid enough for it. And
Yeah,
it's great,
they
it's
probably
great
didn't.
cinema. But
No,
I'm like,
he
how the fuck? Like, it's over in Thailand. They didn't fake that shit. He got his
Right.
head scraped down a fucking wall
Yeah.
for a great fucking scene in a fight scene.
And that's
So, I mean, it's
another.
like-
That's another fucking mold breaker. Is Jackie Chan.
Hmm.
He was really the
Right.
first. I guess Bruce Lee was the
Yeah,
first
Bruce
American
Lee
like
was
that.
Actually,
But
Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan,
Jackie
started.
Chan was the
way bigger.
comedic Bruce Lee.
Well, he started
Yeah.
as Bruce Lee's stunt, I believe. If I'm
Yeah,
correct,
he
I gotta
did.
look it up.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was
he did.
Bruce Lee's stuntman? I didn't know
He was
that.
one of
That's
them.
how
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that brings me to Squid Game. Who here has seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Dude, watch it. It is awesome. Watch it.
So I was reluctant to watch it too, because I'm like, this shit has been done. There's only real 7 basic plot devices in cinema. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh my god, it's so different. But it is pretty different. Now that I have watched it, I enjoyed it. I really fucking did. Like,
How long are the episodes? An hour?
yeah, they're an hour. One of them is only a half an hour, which is really weird. So it's like 8.5 hours of fucking video, of footage. But
you can't skip through a few of the stuff to because it's filler, but really it is for the psychological thrill of it. It's actually pretty cool.
yeah, that's the craziest part. There's 450. It starts off. There's 456 people that are taken to this fucking island, and they're told that if they complete these 6 kids games, they're basically just like, they don't know what they are, but they're just like simple ass shit, like red light, green light. If they complete them all, they win the prize. They don't know what the prize is yet.
So they don't even know what the prize is, but it's basically like, yeah, here's a game.
Right.
Well, the
right.
prize is money, but
Yeah, the prize is money.
But do they tell them it's
people
money
are
at
in debt.
first?
All these people are super in debt.
Yeah, he's trying to give you. It's they're super in debt. They're super bad gamblers. They're just
Right.
bad people.
So they all like, okay,
What they
we'll
have in
play.
common.
They fucking go through the first fucking thing.
Check into cash kind of victims.
Right. And they fucking go through the first thing, and like fucking, things don't go so well. I don't want to tell you guys what happens, but
Right, just watch it. It's a great. It's a
One of the first episode hook you.
Yeah,
I was like,
Yeah.
it will.
and another thing that I always hated was the overdubbing that Asian movies that they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather read the subtitles, but I feel that they did a pretty good job of this.
They did.
So, and I don't know if they meant to, you know what I mean? Maybe they had that in mind when they filmed it, because.
So yeah, the English dubs are decent because normally I would read the subtitles
They're not
because
decent. They're the same.
Really? I think they're better.
But I watch a shit ton of dub shit.
Oh, okay, maybe.
anyway, that's why you were telling me to watch Squid Game while I work, and it's like I can't fucking read no subtitles while I'm doing
Right,
this.
you don't have to. It's in English. You don't have to read
Okay.
subtitles. They have it in English. You don't have to. You can listen to stuff. And like I said, there are fillers. Like you just, it's more of a psychological thing. How would you act in that situation?
Yeah.
Right.
And they keep intensifying to where you can't. There becomes a point where to where you can't back out.
They build anxiety.
Yes, they do.
To the
They do a
point
really
where
good
it's
job.
just gonna bust, and then they don't, and then it does, and then it doesn't, and then it fucking does again, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they put you on that edge, and then they fucking tease you out and like blue ball you for a bit, and then they
Pretty
smack
much.
them around.
Yeah.
Ah.
They're edging us, basically.
Exactly.
It's a cinematic edging by South Korea, fucking motherfuckers.
Damn it.
It was really good. I know why people
Always
are all
edgy.
over its fucking jock now.
I was like Mystic. I didn't want to watch it because everybody's watching, and then I watched the first episode, and I was like, I'm watching the next.
Well, this is why everybody's watching it. Like, God damn it.
Right.
Yeah, Clint said that the dub over was really good.
I didn't think it was.
It's good. Yeah.
See, the thing is a lot of things take me out of, like, if the editing is off, or if like it looks like shit, I just completely zone. I don't even really care about the movie or show anymore. And
is that because
overdubs are one of those things that will do that, but this didn't. That's why I felt it was better. What, Teddy?
Is that because of your editing background? Like all this guy.
No, not necessarily. It's just like
or you feel like you could do better.
The illusion is broken, I suppose, at that point.
Well, that's because you know the tricks, though.
When the dub's shitty, or what are we arguing about?
Yeah,
I'm not arguing about anything.
Shitty.
I'm just asking questions.
When the fucking
He's got a gun.
When the dub is shitty.
Jeez, I don't do. Hands up.
The only one I thought was bad was that crazy bitch. I don't remember her name.
Oh yeah, don't spill it. It's just Ashtray, or Oracle. If you all haven't seen
I
it,
gotta
watch
watch
the first
this.
episode.
All right, I gotta
Watch the first episode, and after that you'll want to watch a few more. So,
All right.
So anyway, that's Asian. So you guys have a favorite Asian movie? You like some Asian shit? Not porn, Ashtray. Come on, dude. We know.
Damn, you know,
we can't mention any Ace Akira movies.
oh, you know, there's probably some cool old movies that I just can't think of the title of now. But I really did like the Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and Old Boy.
Old Boy was fucking great.
Yeah, like, and you compare the American Old Boy, like they took the whole like of the ending out.
I know.
They fucking totally sanitized it.
Mm-hmm. They Americanized it, dude. They did the same thing with Let the Right One In. They turned it into Let Me In. Like it completely had a different tone of the movie just by the change in the title.
Yeah, you know, I can't remember if I've seen both of those. But yeah, it's what the hell other movie was it that I was thinking of? Oh no, that's actually a French movie. I don't know. What's that one? District 13?
Oh, yeah, that is French.
Would that be?
Right.
Yeah, that could be French, not.
Isn't that like
Asian,
that's that fucking what is that shit where they
Alien
jump
one?
around?
Oh, that kind of parkour movie.
Parkour, yeah. They actually remade that into it was the Paul Walker and the guy who played in D13.
They made an English version of that movie?
Yeah, the Raekwon, because Raekwon was the bad guy. It was called something
English
the Block.
God,
yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
Some A-list actor signing up for that fucking job. Well, I got to learn how to parkour now. Fuck.
Right?
I can look good, but I don't want to parkour.
Paul Walker was. I'm gonna look at this movie now. He was in it.
You know who's only dumb enough to do that? Tom Cruise. But he still does it. You got to hand that to him.
Oh, why do you just babble? Do you fucking
Brick Mansions was the name of the movie.
Yeah.
What is it? Brick Mansion?
I think
I saw that. I think I saw part of that.
It took place in a dystopian Detroit.
Yeah, I did see that.
I have to flip through, see if I got some of my old fucking
Although they
DVDs
probably just
here.
filmed in Detroit, you know what I mean?
In Detroit. Fuck you. That city's great, okay? It's a great city.
I'm sure it is, dude. Fucking Milwaukee's a shithole, too.
Look,
I like it.
Get the other white folks to do the Asian fix on Go Through Mine.
All right.
Asian shit.
Asian shit.
Well, like Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay, it was good anime. Good anime.
Yeah.
What a jerk off average answer.
Yeah, I never really got
so here's my
touched
question.
on anime. You guys go off on that.
It was a manga. Did you watch the original anime? Which one did you like? The original anime, the movie that Scarlett Johansson was in? Which one are you going with here?
Well, the original one. So
awesome.
I don't really get into
a
lot of anime shit, but that one was badass.
It was badass. Yes, it was a good anime. Yes. Yeah. Go. All right.
What was that one?
You had to turn. It's Teddy's turn. Okay.
Where it was like that weird, like fucking monster that was in the river.
What the actual fuck
Host.
are you talking about?
I mean, really, what are you talking about?
All right, I'll find the link.
Yeah, you find the link. Okay, Teddy's going next. We're gonna not go to anime because
send me the link.
That's way too hard. So for like action movies, 36 Chambers of Shaolin, and Shaolin versus Wu-Tang are two of my favorite all-time kung fu movies.
Nice.
Like I said, I was always a fan of. I wasn't really a fan of Bruce Lee because everybody knew the Bruce Lee movies. But who's the guy who played it? I gotta look up his name. 1 second. Give me a second here. Cast. Gordon Liu.
What's his
Gordon
name?
Liu. He played in a lot of. He was in Kill Bill. And he played in a lot of the extremely old. He played Pai Mei in the Kill Bill movies. But he also played the main.
Is that old fucking sword maker dude?
No, he played the sword maker dude and the old guy who fucking who trained the chick, the Pai Mei guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He played him in the Kill Bill movies. But in the old,
putting the link in the old chat.
In the 70s and shit, he was the main protagonist in a lot of kung fu flicks. So I preferred him more than Bruce Lee because his seemed more real, like in Bruce Lee movies, just like when the Tony Jaa movies came out, you could tell like no in the fight scenes where he beat up like 40 people, like nobody was even trying to touch him. I'm like, yeah, don't hit the actor, don't scratch him. You know, you could tell it had that kind of feel to it. But when you watch those old, more gritty kung fu flicks, to where there was no Bruce Lee, no actor that had to be, you know, it seemed more realistic. So,
Right. Have you ever seen Ong Bak?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've
Yes.
seen.
I don't think
first
I've
two
I
seen
like
Ong
the
Bak.
first one.
I saw Ong Bak in the theater.
Like
Really?
Tony Jaa was a good actor. I mean, it's like I said, it's.
There you
he-
go.
he
Watch
kinda-
it. You see this movie, The Host? It was 2006 is when it came out, and it was pretty fucking cool.
Did you send a link?
Yeah, right now
I'm
it's
playing it on
playing.
the thing.
The opening scene is great because it's like it's just kind of like this river in Korea, and people are kind of out. Like there's just a bunch of people out having a great day. Blah blah blah. Main character is like having a normal day. All of a sudden, just like out the distance, you see this big fucking monster just start tromping in. They don't like build a tension, you know, or like, oh, it's gonna come. It's just like runs in like every other day, and people all of a sudden, what the fuck? Just starts eating, smashing people, tearing the whole place apart.
It's a Korean Cloverfield.
That's a good analogy. So yeah, highly recommend that one.
Word.
Mystic, any Asian cinema you are a fan of, or?
No, we went over mine. Thirst.
Yeah, right.
Old Boy. E.T. the Killer.
Your mom.
I like their weird shit. I haven't. If you get anybody got suggestions, let me know. I'll fucking watch some weird fucking Asian shit. I mean, I don't want to go too weird.
I was trying to look to see if I had some weird Asian shit from back when I used to rip DVDs.
The one I told you, the show I told you about last night that I got from Squid Game.
Oh yeah. What was it called?
I'm looking it up right now. 1 second, sorry.
Battle Royale. Has anybody seen that? I saw that too.
Yes, Battle Royale.
Yeah, I've seen.
I seen part of it. I kind of didn't.
Didn't we watch it for the show?
I think so.
Yeah, actually, I think we did.
Yeah, I think you watched the movie for the show. Yeah, that also was based off of manga. The show I told you about last night, Mystic, was called Hellbound. That I got from because I watched Squid Game.
I'll check that out. That was on Netflix.
On Netflix, yeah.
Word. All right, fuck it. That's Asian cinema, dogs. Moving on to what's
right.
next.
Didn't learn a damn thing from us.
That goddamn thing.
The Agent.
The Agent. It's a podcast about this guy, a Soviet spy that was deep undercover, and he was in New York City for 10 years, posing as a software engineer and communicating back to the Soviets. And he basically sits down. What's that?
What years?
So it kind of starts off in the 80s, goes up through the 90s. He basically, the podcast is him telling his story from when he was a child, how he went up through the Soviets, how he was recruited by the KGB, and he just lays it all out, and it's phenomenal. It's great. It's
what
really
is it called?
cool.
The Agent?
The Agent. Yeah.
Is it a fictional podcast?
No, this guy.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. He tells kind of his life story as a spy and all the details, and it's done really well. Definitely recommend it. Super good.
Is it only on Apple Podcasts?
No, you can get it on
Spotify,
anything. Yeah.
Right. Word. All right, moving on to me. I'm going to talk about Leroy Butler.
Leroy Brown.
Packer fans out there know who I'm talking about. He is now in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, nice.
He announced tonight that he will be inducted into the class 2022. It's well deserved. He should have been in fucking years ago.
Right.
But whatever, he's in now. So that's cool. And then I'm assuming that Rodgers didn't win MVP. Unless they haven't announced it yet, because the honors started at 8:00.
You said Leroy Brown.
Leroy Butler.
Oh, Leroy Butler. Okay.
Bad Leroy
Roy
Brown.
Brown. Baddest cat in the whole damn town.
Again, it's
Was he the leading rusher
Oh shit!
for the
Rodgers
Packers?
did win. He just won his
Old King
second
Kong.
straight MVP.
Meaner than a junkyard dog.
Oh, did Rodgers win MVP?
Yeah.
He did.
Fuck that. That whiny man bun bitch. Fuck that.
Man,
Fuck that. Fuck that. They gave that cracker that shit. Just man, fuck that. Fuck.
They gave that to him as a parting gift. All
They
right.
gave that shit to him.
Good
just to
luck in
appease.
trying to
Fuck
regain
that,
your
man.
magic
Fuck
somewhere
that
else.
shit. There's many. Fuck that shit. Burrows
Word.
took the fucking Bengals to the goddamn Super Bowl, but he doesn't get any. Fuck that.
Hey, it's all about the regular season, right?
It's all about
It is a
Harambe.
regular season award, Teddy. That's the thing.
True. You're right.
So anyway, Righteous Gemstones, Tedward.
The Righteous Gemstones. Shit. I thought Ashtray was next. Sorry. It's a show. It's a show that comes on HBO Max. It stars, I can't think of the name because I've been drinking and I'm super fucking high. The guy who's the pitcher at Eastbound
Danny
and Down.
McBride.
Danny McBride. The guy who played Roseanne Barr's husband on the show.
Jesus fucking Christ, Teddy, are you serious?
John Goodman.
John
Goodman.
Goodman. Come on
And
now.
Adam Levine from Workaholics.
You got Adam Levine, but you didn't get John fucking Goodman or Danny McBride.
God, John Goodman lost a
I
lot of
said-
weight.
I
What is he,
said
vegan
drinking.
now?
I said been drinking. I said stoned as fuck. Okay.
He looks
It is a
old
show.
and malnourished.
It is a comedy. He just old. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
They play televangelists. Or they have a super church. It's a coliseum. And that's what the show is about. They're only in it for the money, of course. The three kids who are Danny McBride, some chick who I can't remember because she's too goddamn annoying, and Adam Levine are just just think fucking just think if Billy Graham had Tammy Faye and Jim Baker as kids with a third and sitcom, that's what it's about.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
It's so fucking awesome. Just like I said about Squid Game, watch the first episode. The episodes are only like between like 30, 39 and 45 minutes long. Just watch the first episode and you wouldn't watch the next 3 or 4. It's really funny. And it actually inspired it's my show next week. It inspired my topic about, the money that goes into churches. Because these motherfuckers got some money.
All right. They do.
Mm-hmm.
That
What's
they do.
this on?
I mean,
HBO.
HBO Max. Yeah. That's where I watch it. So
HBO to the max.
I do.
Ashtray.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Rebel Wilson Pod. What did you have something else to say, Teddy?
Nope. I'm just talking.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Rebel Wilson Podcast.
Rebel Wilson. Is that what it is?
Rebel Wilson. Yeah. Rebel Wisdom Podcast. My bad.
Yeah, Rebel
Sorry.
Wilson. Isn't that the
I thought it
girl
was
from
that's that girl from fucking Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, Pitch Perfect.
Fat
Fucking
Amy.
fat Amy. Fat Amy is sexy, but aside, Rebel Wisdom Podcast is you can find their episodes on YouTube, and if you want to see breakdowns of trying to make sense of what the fuck's going on right now, from a lot of different voices, check it out. Oracle can attest.
It's
What
good.
is the podcast? Okay, it's called Rebel Wisdom. What is the podcast about? Is it
Wisdom
so
of Rebels. I'm
I
assuming.
mean, right. I mean, what kind of rebels? Like liberal rebels, conservative
No,
rebels?
Rebel Wisdom in the sense that
insurrectionist
like
rebels?
trying to figure out what's like realizing that are existing assumptions and like narratives of like how we think the world's supposed to be and working are breaking down, and like it's pretty apparent to us, and we're trying to figure out, like they say right now, how we're going through a turning phase in civilization, trying to figure out where things are going, and looking at it with an open mind. You should check out these podcasts. Like they do a great breakdown on the whole Joe Rogan controversy. But yeah, if you want something that I guess like really looks at it without any sort of too much flamboyance. It was started by David Fuller, who worked for Channel 4 and BBC, so it's like British based. But
Everything with you's British based, dude. What's up?
What's wrong with British based?
Why you gotta be? You don't like America?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't love them. You don't love them.
That's why I'm promoting this British podcast. But you watch some of their episodes, and it's a lot less of because there's plenty of these, alternative, like podcasts where like the Dark Horse podcast and, Making Sense with Sam Harris, and that they're kind of centric around like the person who's hosting it, like, oh, this is what we're talking, like, this is how we view what's going on right now. Where Rebellism is more interviewing a lot of different people in the goal of, and recognizing mutually that we don't know what the fuck's going on right now, and we're all trying to figure it out, and we're also realizing that the idea of how we figured it out isn't working sometimes in these old ways, like the mainstream media, or say Facebook. So check it out. Rebel Wisdom, not Rebel Wilson, but you can check her out too.
No, thank you.
What you got against Fat Amy?
She's fat.
She's not that fat anymore.
I'm just kidding. I don't even know who fat
Nobody's fat anymore.
She's that sassy. I would totally I would romp with Fat Amy, even at her fattest.
I would romp with Rebel Wilson. Yes.
I love what she said in the movie. She's like, I'm Fat Amy in her Australian voice, and the chick's like, why do you call yourself fat? And she's like, so uppity little cunts like you don't. I was like, damn. All right.
Yeah.
Chick's funny. All right, awesome. Oracle, fuck what you think. Selling my shit.
Selling my shit.
Like actual shit? Like your poop?
Yeah. Packing it, Ziploc baggies, fucking sending it out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Works for me, dude.
So I recently got a cheap kind of burner cell phone to get reception in rural Wisconsin while I was fishing.
To get reception or to get away with crimes?
Reception. Because T-Mobile wasn't working worth a shit. Yeah. T-Mobile wasn't working.
It's for crimes.
It wasn't working worth a shit. That's what I had. And then I picked up a U.S. Cellular prepaid phone. And so I could fucking watch Netflix and shit while I was ice fishing. And I
forget that you can get prepaid phones that are smartphones, because I still think of them as being like the shit phones.
Right. So the phone, is all I needed. It was $25 for the phone, and then I just put a data plan on for that month.
$25 for like a touchscreen phone?
Yeah, for a touchscreen phone.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking
and how much was the data plan, and how big?
The data plan was unlimited, and it was $65 for that month.
For a month?
Yeah, for that month.
Okay. So $90, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and you're streaming shit.
Yeah.
Too.
So
and you're streaming shit while you're.
But okay, well, I kind of think I know why the phone was so cheap, because now
it fell apart.
No, the phone it was fine, but now I'm getting all these fucking spam emails to my email.
Oh.
And the only thing that changed was I got this phone.
Yeah, they sold your shit.
And you had to use your email probably to sign up through that phone.
So I have a feeling they sold my shit. And I mean, I'm just getting all this spam, and it's like, fucking A. Like,
to get your US Cellular just sold you fucking right to the goddamn.
Right. I actually like the number. Third world. Yeah.
Fucking sharks.
Yeah, so
trying to upgrade your automobile
shit.
warranty.
Shit.
That's what you get for going cheap or whatever. I mean,
yeah, whatever. Right. Too good to be true. $25 for a fucking smartphone when I could have just taken my old version of my phone and just tried to see if I could have them hack it.
to our listeners or watchers, you can do what Oracle did, but next time before you do, set up a Yahoo account that you use for stupid shit like that.
That's true.
But
Also,
it was
if you don't
probably
want your,
the email that you had tied in with U.S. Cellular, or did you not have any U.S. Cellular prior?
and then you know what I'm saying?
I didn't. I just set it up, but that's the thing is like I didn't have an
You always have
account
a
or
dummy
anything.
email account.
I see. Yeah.
Probably I went into the store. I walked into the store and I sat down,
There's your
hey, let's
mistake.
get your personal information in here. And they just sold that fucking personal information.
Yeah.
What store was it? Walmart? Where'd you go?
A U.S.
U.S.
cellular.
Cellular store.
I have
They're
a
as
hard time
common as
saying that.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Up there.
Well, that's
We
why
don't-
he
Yeah,
bought
in
it
the
up
middle of
here.
nowhere. Yeah.
See, we have Boost down here.
Mm-hmm.
Booths.
Boost.
Boost.
We got cell phone
Word.
booths. We don't have stores.
Boost.
We got booths.
Boost and Cricket.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to talk about Stone Mountain. You guys know what that is?
Nope.
No, maybe.
Stone Mountain is in Georgia. It's about 16 miles east of Atlanta. It is home to carvings. It completed in 1972 on the side of the mountain of Confederate leaders Jefferson Davis,
No, I
Robert E.
remember
Lee,
that.
and Stonewall
Is
Jackson.
this in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been
Yeah.
there for when?
it the
How
one that
long?
looks like a
70s?
So, and that's not my fuck what you think. I didn't know that they did this, but this dude was telling me at work that every night they have like this little laser show on the side of the mountain, and it like animates them fucking like defeating the fucking like Union, and then like everyone cheers and shit, and they play like "I'm Proud to Be an American" by fucking what that fucking dude, whatever that dude's name is. You know what I'm talking
Every
about?
night?
John.
Yeah.
Greenwood.
Yeah, Lee Greenwood. Yeah,
Lee Greenwood. Yeah.
either that or like Elvis, some Elvis song. But like,
Throw Elvis under the bus there. But no, that's not the picture of it. You got to get the real picture of this carving, because I've seen it before.
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's
Oh,
like
I've seen
four
it, too.
horsemen.
I've taken a
That's-
field trip to see it.
That's
yeah.
just a photo of some fucking butt-shaped mountain.
have you really taken a field trip to see it?
All
I
right.
have, yeah.
Where's this
Attaboy,
fucking
Teddy.
They're
carving
teaching
here?
kids that shit, huh? All right.
It's the South,
Back
bro.
then they used to.
I drove these motherfuckers past the
What's
the
it
fucking
called again?
past the statue of
Stone
Bedford Forest
Mountain.
with the fucking Confederate flags around them. It's the fucking South.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
It's like, so I've been listening to a lot of Malcolm X because they have a because it's Black History Month, they released his speeches on all of
There
them.
you
It's pretty
go.
awesome.
There's a.
And he talks about back in the 60s
You
and
got
back in
one
the
in the
60s
chat?
and everything is
Hold on.
how a lot of the people are Southern that run the country, and they say the South lost
Okay,
the
here
war.
we go.
So
Here's
Yeah.
the Stone Mountain carving.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, I've taken trips to that shit.
It's
You know,
Actually looks pretty decent.
it's fucking like
It looks
detail.
pretty cool. It does look
Mhm.
cool.
The detail is
but
really
still,
good quality wise. Man, I was
it's
just
still
thinking,
what they-
man, they gotta take a lot of time.
What that carving doesn't show was the fucking trail of niggas they got behind them.
Well, right,
lugging
you
the
know,
shit.
like it could be
Yeah.
like
I
a
mean,
really,
it's
really
a-
good looking fucking, just like a big old cock, but it's just like it's still a cock. Why'd you carve
It
that
is.
in the mountain?
This shit and the fucking all the statues they don't want taken down were put up at a time to show the niggas back then that this is how you look. We made.
Isn't the
that
most
man.
memorialized person in the U.S. the dude who fucking started the Ku Klux Klan?
Nathan Bedford Forrest?
Yeah.
Really? The most there's the more memorials to him than say
Yeah.
like Martin Luther King or
There's
Lincoln?
definitely more than Martin Luther King.
Hold on.
Yeah, you may be right, Teddy.
Dude, King was considered a terrorist back in the day. A rabble.
Well, yeah, and
like
instead
he
they
was a
didn't make
rabble-rouser.
memorials for Martin Luther King. They just named streets after him.
In the poorest neighborhoods.
Yeah, I don't know. probably
I don't know. That
probably
claim
way
may or
wrong,
may
dude. I
not
can't
be
find it.
Hey,
substantiated with
I do
any
appreciate
evidence,
It says
ladies and
Abraham
gentlemen.
Lincoln is,
Please note that.
which I
Well,
believe.
then,
Abraham Lincoln or the head of the Ku
Or
Klux
the head of
Klan.
the Ku Klux
Either
Klan.
way, just flip a coin.
Either one. Either one is just as important in American history. So anyway, Ashtray.
You racist.
No more Biden crack bats.
Did you hear this story
Oh
that
man,
Fox
I
is
was
pushing?
laughing my ass off
Cry
when I
free
saw this
crack
shit.
pipe kicks? What?
What?
You see that picture?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's what's with it.
Is it
Anyways,
just on the end of a branch?
yeah.
That's where crack pipes come from, dude.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, they grow in
I didn't
trees
know.
where the homeless camp.
I guess I'm ignorant. My bad.
No,
Are we doing a racism right now?
the
Yeah, we are.
apparently like the Republicans seized on this a chance to like create the narrative that in this program that it's going to be like it was like a drug
What?
harm, like reduction program, and it like giving out prophylactics and other things. But anyways, take it like clean needles. Clean needle programs have been around for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also because clean needle programs have been beneficial for a lot of the poor white community who've been in the opioids. And yet, so it was just like in the language was that these grants that were being awarded to different organizations, like one of the offerings was smoking accessories, like which would be like a clean pipe. Like if you're gonna smoke fucking meth or crack or heroin or whatever you're smoking out
Why
of.
not be comfortable, safe, and do it on a down mattress?
Like if you're not injecting it and you're smoking it instead, like they're saying, a lot of times people catch like hepatitis and shit because they're crackheads and their lips are all fucking ratchety and split and like they don't have no Carmex. They sold that to get more crack. And so like they're not shooting things up, but they could use a new pipe, and no one even actually handed out clean pipes yet. But they made that narrative with that language was like smoking accessories, which would be akin to clean needles. And the Republicans are now like, oh, Biden's giving out the crack pipes.
Oh my God.
And so the White House basically quickly folded like, oh no, it's not. No crack pipes. That's not at all what we meant, and they just like basically stirring up that whole like, oh, the whole crack, scared of crack.
I just thought of a good idea for Carmex. Like they could have like an extra strength crackhead Carmex that you could get at fucking CVS. Like you got cracked lips. You need
comes with a little chain
Carmex.
leash so you can't lose it when you freak out.
Yeah, but also it has to come with a way that you can't steal it because crackheads ain't got no goddamn money because they want to spend it on crack.
Anyway.
Right?
All right.
I got these
Teddy?
cheeseburgers,
Leah
man.
Thomas?
Got these cheeseburgers, man. Leah Thomas. Okay, so I had no idea who this bitch or he bitch was until it kept popping up in my goddamn Google shit on my phone. Apparently a Penn State swimmer, age 22.
Oh, that's that thing?
Say what?
I said, oh, that's that thing? I didn't know
Yeah,
what
that's the thing,
it was either, or its name.
It's in it?
He's gone through transitions. Now he's a chick. He's named Leah Thomas, age 22. He's a swimmer at Penn State, which is apparently considered Ivy League. He's since transitioning to a woman. He's broken 2 NCAA records in swimming. The NCAA has received. Right. So the NCAA has received multiple letters, both condoning and also both supporting the transition of the swimmer and everything else. And the whole big thing is if the swimmer is going to be allowed to compete in the Ivy League championships, which the NCAA redid their transgender rules and shit, she will be allowed to compete. Here's my thing about this. It's there are reason that men and women's sports are separate. Okay, men, you cannot. If you want to have them together, that's fine. Yeah, you have to change the sport. But since they're separate, you can't
You'd have
have
to
them
make
together.
all sports
Right.
together.
That's cool. Let me finish my statement before I'm drinking. Let me get shit. Yeah. Men, like I believe that men should not be allowed. I believe that men should not be allowed to go down, but women can come up. In every sport that men have been transitioning to women and going down to, they have been breaking records and beating. When in MMA, the guys who have been transitioning to women, and then fighting in MMA, they've been cracking the women that have been fighting skulls. So to me, they're just a dickless man beating on a woman. Women, I believe that
There are
men should
female
not be allowed-
MMA fighters who have transitioned. Wow.
This is not. I did a whole show on this whole shit. You don't remember this? I did this.
No, I was drunk and stoned, Teddy, and it was your episode, so of course not.
Of course
So
not.
so it's Go ahead, Teddy.
But it's I don't. There have been letters sent to the school, like I said, like both condoning and being against the shit. And the one that kind of struck me the most is like all these girls that have been trying so hard competing on the women's side. And he was a Penn State swimmer first. He was a male swimmer first. He was a male swimmer. for Penn
Oh
State.
wait, I guess yeah. How long has he?
Yeah, how
How
long?
long ago did he transition?
I didn't look that up.
Well, it must
Wow,
not have been
that would
that
be a
long
factor.
if he
Right,
if
exactly.
he was
It
at
must not have
college.
been that long, right?
If
Right.
he was a
Because he's in
college male
college,
swimmer,
and he was a male swimmer, and then he switched over to a female swimmer, and that is in the 4 years that you do in college. That is not a fair. That's why I say men should not be allowed. Men should not be allowed to go down, but women should be allowed to come up if they wanted to.
yeah.
And that's
Well,
fucked up that a guy can be a swimmer and not be good enough, and then
that
switch
kind
over
of
to
talk
women,
will get you
switch over to
canceled
women's,
now, Teddy.
and then
Careful.
fuck those crackers that want to cancel
I
me, or
know.
black people that want to
Yeah,
cancel me.
no, I'm
It's
with
fucked
Teddy
up.
on this one,
You
dude.
weren't
Yeah,
a good.
no,
You weren't a good.
I
It's
agree.
it's straight physiology, man.
Right, and now you're a
Especially,
woman.
I
And
don't
you're
know. I
breaking
think like
records. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
if
it
you
doesn't.
haven't
Testosterone
started your
builds
hormone
muscle.
therapy and stuff prior to say age, I don't know,
I'll look
14,
up.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
to where it's just like, oh yeah, they grew up throughout high school as their transition self. But if it's just like, oh yeah, through mid college, you know, like I ain't doing too well
Right, yeah, you have all that
competing against
muscle
my
that
own
was
gender.
built.
I'm gonna pull a little old
Like, there's
gender
a
bender
reason-
episode.
There's a reason that every fucking track and field time, men are just faster.
Well, and the thing too,
There isn't one where a woman is faster. I'm sorry, but
as far as anecdotes go, there was a female. It was a track star, like high school track, I believe, on this episode where she was like, "Yeah, it's the third competition where yeah, I've lost to this male or to female transition athlete that I'm competing against, and you know, it's frustrating."
The one I don't get is chess. Chess
What,
separates
transgender
women
people
and
can't play
men.
it?
No, I'm just saying chess. Why does chess separate women and men
Yeah,
in the
that
first
is
really?
fucking place? Yeah,
Oh,
That's
they do?
mental. It's not physical. It's mental. They shouldn't do that.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know
But-
idea they did.
That's fucked up.
Mental is a muscle, right?
Well, yeah, but it's a.
But I don't know. Does testosterone create
Oh,
fucking?
No.
is your
no,
brain
no,
extra
no,
strong?
no.
Because you're
No.
Probably not. No, it's
woman-
probably just a sexist thing from fucking way
It
back
is
in
an
the day.
extreme sexist thing.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's
Yeah.
not like the women are any worse because they have what's called the battle of the sexes every year, and the fucking women kick the living fuck out of the men this year.
really.
Yeah.
oh, chess
Like
has a battle of the
checkmate
sexes.
left and right and shit. Yeah, and these are grandmasters going after it. You don't fucking checkmate people when you're a grandmaster, like ever.
You get to draws.
Yeah, you draw or you fucking someone resigns. You know,
Holy
if
shit.
they
Okay, so
know
this-
they're gonna
this-
lose, they're not gonna play the
God
next
damn it!
game.
This bitch has a net worth of 200 million.
Who's that?
Leah Thomas. She participated as
the
a male
100
named.
million?
Yeah, it's an
How?
Ivy League school.
Yeah, but how does she have that much?
Well, you know,
I
she's
don't
very
know. I mean,
popular.
I don't know if so. She participated as a male named Will Thomas for 3 years at Penn before changing her identity to Leah on November 20th.
No, nope. That's
November
what
20th,
year?
what year?
She was November 20th. It doesn't say the year, but she was
Doesn't
there
say
for 3
the
years.
year.
I'm sorry, it doesn't say the year, but she competed as a man for 3 years before she changed to a woman.
right.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that means she was there for 3 years before she either for her senior year or did some masters or shit after her senior year. So
I think even when you're getting your master's, I don't think you can do NCAA stuff. I think you need to do like your own category
bullshit.
outside
Either
of
way,
the
I
normal.
think it's
Football can.
unfair. I
You
think it's
can in
unfair. She
football
broke.
Oh, you
because they
can?
do graduate transfers and shit.
Mm.
Like
Oh, really?
graduates come out. Yeah.
Okay, so
If you- That's some of them do it because of like when you redshirt.
She realized she was trans in
freshman year, so
2018.
you have 4 years, so
she
you
realized she was trans in 2018, but she didn't
Began hormone
undergo.
therapy in 2019.
Okay.
okay. So
And she
I
did-
don't know.
She did,
I
she
don't
didn't
know the
undergo
physiology. Does that
Well-
take away the 18 years already
Okay, so
of
in the
fucking muscle building?
The college
They s-
rules now are like they're still kind of figuring that shit out.
they are, but they
Isn't like
in
a
the
year
new
on
things-
therapy?
yeah, and the new thing that the NCAA came out with is science says that you don't have an advantage if you go through gender reassignment surgery later. I am just extremely simplifying that, but that's kind of what it came out and said.
What? No,
Yeah.
Doesn't seem
Yeah, I'm
right.
pretty skeptical.
I am extremely skeptical also.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Let's try to get canceled.
but okay, so and just to
I don't
clarify the
give a
last thing I said,
fuck.
when I said
What
that
are they gonna
men,
take?
right. So when I said that I don't believe that men
We'll
should
be
be allowed
famous
to go
for being
down, but women
canceled.
can
God,
go
what a
up.
wizard.
I said that women can go up because there is a chick in she was in high school at the time when I came up with the story back then, who was a wrestler in Texas, a chick who wanted to become a guy, and she was doing hormone therapy, and she wanted to wrestle boys instead of girls, and they would not let her wrestle boys because
Really?
because in Texas it's I believe in Texas you have to compete in the
Everything's
gender that
bigger
your
there.
birth certificate or whatever says you are.
Yeah.
So she couldn't wrestle
Oh.
boys even though she was going through gender shit to become a boy, and she was just crushing the girls. And she wanted to go up and wrestle the boys, but they wouldn't
Yeah.
let her. And this is one of my I did this. I talked about her during my trans show, whatever, or gender show. So I should look that up and see if they let her change. But that's my focus. You think?
Word.
Don't let that bitch swim.
Don't let that bitch swim. All right. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Russia. And I know you're listening, so fuck you.
Mhm.
That's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. You can't twiddle us anymore, so fuck off. Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Mystic.
I'm Oracle.
This is the ashtray.
And I'm Teddy. Happy Black History Month. Fuck all you crackers.
Yeah, happy Black History Month, man. And this is the Red Eye Report.
I just finished printing a Black History Month big old fuck off banner today
Nobody
at
gives a
work.
fuck. I've been listening to it. Okay, so
That makes you
the
special.
Malcolm X speeches I